then so you did the Royal Conservatory,
Yeah.
and then you were in New York, was it? You got a Master of
Yeah, my master's is from State University of New York in Potsdam, which is a tiny little town in upstate New York, and you would never expect it. And suddenly here is this 400-student music school, and very, very high standards there. And to some extent, I think maybe they appreciated Canadians. And we were, at the master's level, able to almost write our own ticket. And my own thesis was in something that is still very strong to me, and I put it in my teaching all the time, called performance practice. And that buzzword is simply the practical application of history, music history, to performance. And what we're trying to do is perform stuff as closely as we can to the sound the composer originally knew. And the farther back you go, the harder that is.
And I was going to say, that's hard because you've got a big interest in early music, right? So this is going back. So I mean, how do you do the research to find out how that would have been performed back then? Because
a lot more easily now than at the time I did the master's, simply because there's so much online. One of the funny things is that kids doing the history exams for the Royal Conservatory are often not buying $200 textbooks, and they just go on Wiki, and there almost all of it is, and they do very well with it. And so the research is pretty easy now, and frankly I think it's a little hard for people to find innovative stuff that will form a good topic for their thesis. Mine was, I was trying to show French influence on Johann Sebastian Bach and on Purcell, and I was also into a really neat thing called vocal tablature. One of the problems in early music is musica ficta, or false music, and that simply means that although in the 15th century a G might have been notated, that could just as easily have been performed G sharp, G flat, and we do not know exactly what they did, except for a few sort of general rules from the theory books.